Squirrel. Let's start it.
Squirrel. You put clover or chicory in, and by God, them turkeys are gonna find it. You know, for us, you know, we talk about it all the time. We kind of we get geared up for deer season, and you know, the hunt and the chase and targeting specific deer and taking care of some of our clients, especially the kids that come out. You know, we really enjoy hunting those guys, but as soon as the last day of season rolls around, we instantly switch over and start thinking about habitat.
Yep, habitat and hard work.
Yeah,
for sure.
Lots of hard work. And the terrain is challenging. You know, we've both hunted all over the country. You know, I'm originally from Florida and spent a lot of time hunting in Florida and Georgia. And you know, you've spent the vast majority of your life in Ohio.
Yep.
And you know, so totally different terrain here than what we're both used to.
For sure.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know, so you kind of gotta tackle it a little bit differently.
We were chasing some giants this year, and we have a pattern. We think we could get on them, and then they just like they were watching us the whole time, and just elevation. It's so hard.
Wind,
and elevation,
and the hollers and the ridges.
It's horrible. I mean, it's just so hard to hunt.
Yeah, you got to hunt here.
Yeah, it's definitely hunting.
Easy. I mean, hunting deer. I mean, they're especially a mature buck, and that's ultimately at the end of the day, that's what we're after.
Yep.
And that's kind of what brings us here. You know, when we bought these farms and we started, we knew that we didn't want to shoot the first 8-point or 10-point that came out. We wanted to make sure that we harvest a mature animal. And to us, I think, me personally, a mature animal is a 4.5-year-old to a 5.5-year-old.
Yeah.
And that animal could be, depending on where you're in the country, that could be your 4.5-year-old, maybe 120 inches.
Yep.
And that's what they're going to be. And in other parts of the country, you could be, looking at that 2 hundo walking down the
right.
road.
And that's what was funny about this property here we're at is that, we 2 years ago, it was like you just saw little guys, little teeny tiny little basket racks. And then once you start the habitat piece, it's more, you start seeing the big boys start showing themselves. And you could, focus on them guys. And
as soon as deer season ended, we jumped right into habitat improvement. So, and I think we posted a video or something on Facebook. And I mean, literally the day that season ended, the equipment was already mowed down here. There was a dozer, there was an excavator, lots of equipment down here, so we could start, clearing and get ready for some of these food plots. And one of the kind of the funny things, one of my neighbors that ordered us, we talk about it. He came and he asked me last year. He's like, did you guys put food plots in? And like, yeah. He's like, you got those in around September, early September,
Yep.
Late August, early September. I'm like, yeah. He's like, why do you ask? He's like, because that's the last time we saw
here's
any
the
deer.
pictures of what we were seeing, and here's what we're not seeing anymore.
Yeah. So the power of a food plot is incredible, and I think a lot of the reason that in just a 2-year period we went from seeing that smaller class 2.5, 3.5-year-old buck to the mature 4.5 and 5-year-olds that we're chasing and some really good really good deer are because we're able to bring the does in. So when we first bought the land, it was weird. This place was like, man, all we're doing is getting bucks on camera. Where there's no does, and we put in food plots, and all of a sudden those doe family groups started moving in.
Yep.
And well, of course, when you start you get those does here, and then obviously the bucks are going to follow, right? So
right.
And part of that was we really noticed it pre-rut this year, where we started. You've got those local bucks that kind of live here on the property, on the farms, and you're going to see those. But what we didn't know is all these other deer that started piling in.
And the turkeys.
Oh gosh.
Oh, for gosh. Yeah, the turkeys are just unreal here.
You put clover or chicory in, and by God, them turkeys are going to find it.
Yeah,
and
it's insane.